Challenging you guys to spend a lot of that time on the same combo and figure out how many ways you can throw. Sound good? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Ways.
That was the joke flip too. We underway. Some ground and poundies and
There you go, Ray Rocket. Wow.
For me, my passion from MMA comes from how hard I have to push myself.
oh.
Good. It was good. If you don't get it, you don't get it. You keep right back at it. Good.
Having a hard head is what makes me good at fighting.
Ray using that length right there, connected. Now he goes.
Everything that made me a bad kid is what makes me a good fighter. I grew up down in, it's essentially the north side of Atlanta, a place called Winder, Georgia. As a kid, I was super lost. And I definitely didn't have love or support or attention that I needed at home. My parents split when I was super young because my mom was on drugs. I would see my father once a year for like a month at a time. Growing up, I didn't really have what you would call parents. And my relationship with my siblings was, we were kind of all we had. You know, so we would like fight and bicker at times, but at the end of the day, me and my brothers and my sister knew that if we didn't have us, we didn't have anybody. Around 7th or 8th grade, protective services came and took us from my mother. I started looking for a belonging. So coming out of 7th grade into 8th grade, I really started to get involved with gang life in school. That's when I ended up going to juvenile for the second half of my freshman year. My family moved out of Atlanta because they were afraid that me and my sister were gonna be, end up in jail or even worse. So when I got to Knoxville, I did a really good job of just staying out of trouble. And I was doing good, then I graduated. I kind of wasn't sure what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go. And I just started falling right back down that black hole. And while I was in community college, I started dabbling in some of the drugs that I would later on end up fighting the addiction for. That's kind of where the whole adult problem started.
So when Ray was coming through, man, he showed up at my door literally Christmas Eve. I mean, it was one of the worst moments in my life. I don't think he even knew that at the time. He was just looking for his own help. So I think that's why it worked out so well, is we had both kind of hit this rock bottom where we needed somebody. But in a world where we don't even trust our own family most of the time, it's hard to find people like that. And as we kind of went through this journey and we both went through our little rough patches there, it was really, really good to have that person to lean on. As me and him bounced off of each other, we started getting clean. We found the gym. We both just fell in love with fighting and the life that we have with it. It's just different than anything we'd ever done.
This is a catchweight bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds.
So when I took my first fight, I had not even been training for 6 months yet. And I had barely been clean for 8 months.
He comes to us with a record of 1 win and 2 losses. Jacob Wright.
So I was at work one Wednesday night and my brother called me and he said, "Hey, Coach Joey asked if you want to fight. We need a 130 for Friday night. Do you want it?" "Yeah, sure, man, I'll do it." And he's like, "Good, I already told him yes, you're fighting Friday night."
He's making his debut. This is Ray Hewlett.
We finally get there and I was so nervous in warm-ups that my heart was beating out of my chest and I couldn't breathe at all.
Let's get loud, guys.
And we're ready for this 130-pound catchweight bout. Referee's Adam Mays.
The first fight went about as good, I think, as a first fight could go.
Another 2 leg kicks there from Hewlett, and another overhand right from Wright. Showed by Hewlett. We'll see if Wright can continue the onslaught. Almost like a
Going back to the shot right now because that's the only thing working for him.
that uppercut was solid. Right hands are landing hard. Yeah, really good start.
You know, I lost, but I knew that I couldn't give up, right? It was something that I had set my mind to, and for the first time in my life, I had actually committed to doing something productive. And I was like, for better or worse, man, I'm sticking with this. Came right back a month later, literally 30 days later, I fought the second guy.
The red tread, 3-minute rounds. Red top notch out, big shots, puts it out here, and down goes Hewlett.
I got knocked out in 20 seconds with a head kick, and that was tough. And then about 6 months later, I ended up taking the third fight.
Have right here.
Nick Ferguson in the gray and black trunks, Ray Hewlett.
He's going to use that lower center of gravity to try and keep Hewlett up against the fence here and see if he can make him punish him off this cage work. Hewlett looks like he's going for a standing guillotine.
He's got it. It's locked in there.
He's got the height advantage for it. He's got to keep his hips in it. Drop. There's the tap.
Wow. Chris Bond, the referee, stops the fight. It's a first round win for Rocket Ray Hewlett.
When I won that first fight, it was like, man, standing on top of the hills. I had finally done something good with my life, and I had finally won at something that actually mattered. I went on a tear after that. Once I realized I could actually win a fight, my confidence was through the roof.
Ray using that length right there. The guillotine's locked up right now.
He tapped. It's over.
That's tight.
Rocket with a victory.
He is frustrating. You just keep him at this long.
That's tight too.
Already got the leg locked up. Game over. Really.
This is Rocket Ray Hewlett.
Behind the head, he's under the chin. He's under the chin, and there's a tap. And there you go of a match right there. You had.
I was 4-2 now, and they wanted me to fight for the title.
Excitement coming out of here. Oh, and then right through there with the red winner, taking it to Hewlett. Not trying to give Hewlett any time to get anything off in right here. He's got a choke right there on Hewlett. Right there, he's got a deep choke, and it's over with.
I was devastated after losing that first title fight because I had went on such a tear and I had been doing so good, you know. But I think it was really instrumental going forward for the rest of my career.
Block some of those kicks.
Smart move by Hewlett. Try to take this to the mat.
I finally felt like I was worthy of fighting for a title.
Unless he's in a body power. Wow,
that's a quote.
Strong words right there.
Taking the second title fight, I knew that I had to win it mentally, and then I could win it physically.
Oh, big right hand lands by Finelli boy.
Control that head, looking to stand up.
Wall walk, yeah.
Wall walk.
Finally believed that I belonged where I was, and that I belonged in the cage with the guy that I was fighting.
And he'll look to close and get the shot.
Oh!
And them corners will give you a hard time.
Oh, wow! What a front! He's got to do something.
Ray's not hitting.
You're defending. Yeah, that's how you do it. Wow. Huh?
Winning that title was so impactful and great because it was a culmination of everything that I had worked so hard for. All the losses that I had taken in life, all the losses I had taken in the cage, beating the drug addiction, and it was just kind of everything kind of came full circle, and I was finally standing atop a mountain of my own victories. So we're looking for my first pro fight now. I want to fight and be able to make a living just fighting. I want to dedicate my entire life to this. MMA saved my life, so I feel like I owe MMA my life.
Ray is the leader within the gym and all the men and women and kids. I mean, Ray's teaching 3 and 5-year-olds to look up to him, call him Coach Ray. That is something that, had you told me that like small angry kid from 8 years ago was gonna be, I would just like, you're out of your mind. You're just sitting there like that.
You know, it gives me the opportunity to be the person that I need. If we've got high heels on when we fight, boom, boom, it'll be easier to check. Makes sense? When we're trying to tight guard and we're not sure what's coming, grab your head, right? This will keep this frame nice and strong. There you go. Nice. When you get a blessing in life, I think it's your responsibility to pass that on to the next person when it comes time. Counter jab crosses as quick as you can. Go, both people. Both people, both people. You can run as far as you want. You can have the best people in the world around you. You already do. You cannot outrun bad habits and accountability, right? If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing to take this stuff seriously and really get out there and be competitive, it's gonna catch you. You can run as far as you want. You cannot outrun yourself. Make sense? All right, guys. 1, 2, 3. If I had never reached out and asked for help, I wouldn't be where I am today. You know, so no matter where you are in life, there's a way out if you want it.